Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Ian with Out of This World Reader, and recently I saw a tag video that I felt I just had to do, and the tag that I plan on doing today is the last 10 books tag. I recently saw Jeremy, another great booktuber. Definitely go check him out. I'll make sure to leave him down below. But he recently did this video, this tag video, and I felt the need to do it as well. And I always like just doing these. These are something different, and it's kind of fun to just kind of stray away from just doing strictly book reviews and TBRs. So let's just jump right into that first question. Question number 1 is, what is the last book you didn't finish? Now usually when I start books I try my hardest to finish, but the last one I could think of was The Antidote. I can't remember who the author is, but I'll make sure to leave the link below and just kind of try and put a picture up here. But I recently was just in not the greatest moods, and I got like 3 pages in and I was like, yep, done. I don't even know what it was about or anything. It was just like picked it up at the wrong time, and I just wasn't in the mood for reading. I was in a slump in the time, so I just DNF'd it, and it's still on my bookshelf, and eventually it's in the Book of Mysteries, so I'm gonna be getting back to it sometime, hopefully. Question number 2 is, what is the last book you reread? And for that, I recently, last year, before I got to the Heroes of Olympus series, I just went ahead and reread the whole Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, and that is probably a series that I will reread for the rest of my life. They will always hold a special place in my heart, and it felt so good to get back to them. If you haven't checked those out, which I'm sure you have, definitely go check them out because they are probably one of the best times I've had in books ever. Question number 3 is the last book you bought. So I recently got Flamefall, which is the sequel to Fireborn by Rosaria Mundra. It is one of my most anticipated releases for this year. It releases the end of March, and I have just been waiting patiently for it to just arrive at my door. It has everything I've always wanted, like a Dragon Academy kind of. It involves a historical time period, the Russian Revolution. So I mean, it was everything I wanted, and that first book provided that, and I felt the need that I just had to pre-order the second book. And I also recently got the whole Harry Potter series because I felt that I'm just going to love them so much since I haven't read them. Please don't come at me, but I haven't read them, and I think that I'm going to just love them so much I just went ahead and bought the whole series. So those will be hopefully diving into soon as well. Question number 4 is the last book you said you read but you didn't. And this was The Historian's Craft by Mark Bloch. It's a book for school, so you probably have never heard of it. Or it's a book that I had to read for school for one of my history classes, and it was very dry at the beginning. Once I kind of got into it, it got better, but I kind of didn't finish it, and then we had some discussions in class, and I had ended up having to write a critical summary, so you can bet that I had to go ahead and read it because I wasn't able to just wing the whole essay. Question number 5 is, what is the last book you wrote in the margins for? This was another book that I had to read for class, and that was Abina and the Important Men. It was a graphic novel, and I don't really write in books for very much. I feel like unless it's for school, like I just feel like it's so sacred to just write or not kind of have like that clean feel in a book and not have writing in it. So I don't usually annotate or write in books at all. Question number 6 is the last book you had signed. Now if this counts, I don't know if it does, please let me know down below. But I got The Gilded Ones by Nemina Forne in a book box, and it thankfully, because I love this book, I'll be putting out a book chat for it soon, but it thankfully has that beautiful signature, if you can see it in there. So if that counts, I haven't been to much signings or anything. That's something that I hope to do in the future, kind of go out and meet some of my favorite authors, but this is the only one I could think of. Question number 7 is the last book you lost. Now, fingers crossed, I don't usually lose books, but the only one I could think of was a book that I had way back when I was a kid, and I constantly read it so much that it eventually tore up so much that I think my parents just went ahead and threw it out, and if they did, I will never forgive them. But that was one of those Spot What books. I think it was like the magical version. I'll make sure to leave a picture, but somewhere up here you'll see it. But it was just one of my favorite books growing up, and I used it so much that it just was falling apart, and they had to duct tape it, and I think they just threw it away. So that doesn't count if I lose it, does it? Question number 8 is the last book you had to replace. And I had to repurchase several of the Percy Jackson books because I had lent them out to a friend back when I was a youngin', and they never returned. So when I wanted to reread the whole series in preparation for the Heroes of Olympus, I was missing some. And now they're kind of incomplete in the way they look, so they're different versions, because I had got the new ones, the new covers and stuff like that. So you know what that means. I'm going to have to buy some more to match the both sets. And I think I'm going to end up buying that Spot What book again because it's just brought up so much memories that I have to get it again. So hopefully I can find it somewhere. Question number 9 is the last book you had an argument on. I couldn't really think of any book that I've argued over. For the most part, I'm pretty chill and just go with the flow. And I don't really kind of nag on books. I try not to. So I couldn't really think of any book that's kind of made me a bit salty and had to argue with someone. So I guess maybe in my reading endeavors in the future, maybe I'll come across an argument of some sort. But as of right now, I can't think of anything. And the final question, question number 10, is what is the last book you couldn't get a hold of? And this is a pretty boring book, so please forgive me, but it was like Olympias, the mother of Alexander the Great, and it was just a book that I really wanted to pick up and do some research on because I want to dive a little deeper into her life. There's kind of a bit of controversy that I feel behind her, so I really wanted to get it. And I looked on Amazon and eBay, and the cheapest I could find it was an ebook for a whopping $50, and the hardcover was like $150, and I ain't just gonna spend that kind of money. Like, I could buy a whole bunch of other books for just one. So maybe I can kind of find it at a library somewhere, or just kind of use other sources, I guess, but that's the only thing I could think of. But those are all the questions in the tag. I hope you enjoyed this quick little tag video. I quickly want to challenge a couple other booktubers, but if you've watched this and you feel that you want to do it, go ahead and do it. That's what I did. I kind of just went ahead and did it, went with the flow. So I recommend you do that. But the people that I kind of want to challenge to do this are Steve Talks About Books, Luke's Room, Harriet's Book Corner, and Mary the Raccoon. So I hope they all give this a try and have some fun with it. But that's all I got for you today. I hope you all have a splendid day. I'll make sure to leave some links to some other videos that I recommend you check out. Don't forget to head over to my social media where I'll be posting some new bookish content coming soon. And as Ellie always says, adventure is out there. So I'm going to catch you next time. Bye.